are not ready for prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time.
Prime time. That's the name.
Prime time.
Prime time.
What time is it? Showtime prime time.
It's XL Prime Time, featuring Joe C.
I would clean that bone about as good as anything.
Matt Hayes.
The guys they had last year, terrible.
And Leon Searcy.
Mama know that when you get to camp, you ain't gonna see a lot of big daddy.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Oh, we are ready to go. Ready to go, fired up on a beautiful Tuesday. Whenever the sun's up and it's cold, I think everybody can take it. If it's dreary and kind of Indiana-ish, then you don't like it. But if it's sunny, oh yeah, I will take it all day. That's for sure. Welcome in, Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday. We are fired up and ready to go. I think
That was random. Indiana?
Yeah, Indiana-ish.
Where did you get that from? That was absolutely random.
It is random. Stuff just kind of flies through my brain. But I like, with apologies to Ozzy and all you other, you Midwesterners, I would not love that weather.
No.
Like, cold is already hard enough to handle.
It's the wind there, too. That's the problem.
But it's just that it ain't going nowhere weather. And it's just damp and dreary and I would not. No, I wouldn't do that. But we have beautiful sunshine. And that I will take. Absolutely. You guys ready to go? We got Coach Campo hanging out with us.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be a lot better if Leon didn't bring crack in.
I know. Well, the thing is, what I was going to say, the other thing.
Crack is wet.
The other thing that I'm so excited about is there's food on both ends of the building.
Oh, yeah.
Today. And Coach, like you're on a little bit of a mini diet, are you not?
I am, but as soon as I see pizza and cookies, I'm
He's already
all
eating a
over
cookie.
it. And then you got chicken,
some
like
good
smelling
chicken.
over there.
I've already told the fellas, if like whenever I do leave this earth, like I've said often, I wasn't born on a bar stool, but I may go on a bar stool. But whenever I do go, I wouldn't mind if you guys at my funeral, before they throw dirt on me, is if you would just toss one of those boxes of chicken in my coffin.
Take
Will
it
you
to
do
the
that for
afterlife.
me?
100%.
Yeah, because man, it's just so good.
Sounds good.
All right.
And
So-
a couple of Bud Lights.
Yeah, just some cold ones. All right, now let's start off with the fine, the suspension, the fallout. Nick Caserio, general manager of the Houston Texans, is all sorts of mad at the National Football League for not listening to logic and applying what he viewed was a way too harsh suspension. Zero is now suspended for 3 games. So jump in on that, Leon, before I read the statement.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he would get something somewhere between 2 to 3 games suspension. It had to be at least 2 games. I thought 2 games would have been the minimum. It was a dirty play. I'm not ready to demonize the player. I mean,
Right.
it was a dirty hit. Not sure if it was intentional. It looked intentional because he followed through. He led through, and he went underneath Trevor's chin. So it's unfortunate that something like that had to happen. And then the Maylim afterwards or whatever. By the way, I was proud of the Jaguars, the Maylim, because he had to pay. He was the villain at that particular point. So he had to pay for what he did, and he did. Probably got stomped out a couple of times, which I'm okay with.
Right.
Because, they came to Trevor's rescue. But I'm not going to demonize him. Hopefully he learns from it. He's got suspended. I told you it's 2 things that you take away from a player that'll make them. You take away their time to play, and you take away their money.
Yeah.
You take away their time to play and money. They sit back and they think about if they ever do that again. So I think both things were accomplished. I'm sure he got 3-game suspensions. Those are going to be game checks. Yeah. No Christmas for him.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to deal with it.
But no fine, which I was a little surprised by, actually.
Yeah.
A little surprised by that.
And the game
but-
checks are...
Just
No,
a
I know.
suspension is
I
a
understand
game
that.
check. Yeah.
I get that. I think it was also a culmination of things. It wasn't just the dirt. It was a dirty hit. I'm with you. I'm not going to throw the guy away or file him away either, but it was absolutely a dirty hit. It was a culmination of things. It was, I think, his previous behavior. I also think it was and if you saw what John Runyon wrote out in the explanation was, not only did you do that, but then you started getting into fights on the sideline. You got away from it. You took your helmet off.
Yeah.
You started trying to get another fight with Brandon Sheriff. So I think it was the culmination of things that led to the 3 games. Look, it's deserving. And the Texans can say whatever they want. It was a dirty hit, and his behavior in previous games and behavior after the hit warranted the 3 games.
That screams pattern, does it not, Coach?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, the game of football is aggressive, and there's a code. The code is you can go try to knock somebody down because you're more physical than they are, but you don't try to end a guy's career. And when you hit a guy up under the chin with a forearm, we used to say, and I've heard Leon say this because he played in the old days, and I coached in the old days. There were a lot of hits that could be considered, the launching, the stuff that they've kind of eliminated now, but not a forearm to the face. That wasn't good at any time. I don't care going back. You throw a forearm to a guy's neck, you could kill the guy, let alone, knock him out of the game. So it's a shame. And I'm disappointed really in the way D'Amico and Caserio have handled it. They should have just said, well, we back our guy, but at the same time, we that wasn't right. It's unfortunate. It happened.
Let me read what the NFL came out with, which is John Runyon, which is worth noting. John Runyon played against this football team, and so he was a rival, and he's now in charge of meting out fines and so on and so forth. Anyway, this is what he had to say, and then we'll play Nick Caserio with his comment afterwards because he was fired up about it. But the letter from the NFL 2-0 was, your lack of sportsmanship and respect for the game of football and all those who play, coach, and enjoy watching it is troubling and does not reflect the core values of the NFL. Your continued disregard for NFL playing rules puts the health and safety of both you and your opponents in jeopardy and will not be tolerated. And so the only way to get it out of the game is to take games.
That's the only way you're going to be able to get it because other players are going to be leery now when it comes to quarterbacks and their ability to hit them. Let them slide. Just let them take the slide because guys now when they come with that vicious hit, I'm not sure they're going to be thinking about the fine. But now when he was coming like that, all he had to do was give up,
right,
or fly by him or something like that. So it was so malice and it was so vicious, to follow through like that. So that other players are going to be they're going to be more responsible when it comes to when quarterbacks are slide.
Defenders hate it. I get it.
I agree. I'm a little surprised that more officials from the league, more officials away from the player aspect, haven't said this crap can't continue. We can't keep doing this stuff to quarterbacks. It's just not. I mean, if the idea is to protect the quarterback because he's the game, he's
I was just
he's everything, and that's what we've all now agreed on, whether you like it or not. That's what it is. Yep. It's no different than, well, I don't think Trevor Lawrence is any good. Well, they just paid him $275. He's your guy. Deal with it.
Right.
So if the idea that the quarterback's the game, you cannot put up with this crap anymore. And I actually was a little annoyed, and we should have gotten into this yesterday, and I don't know why we didn't. Like, if I was Doug Peterson, I would have been pissed off. Yeah. And he was just kind of like, yeah, it's unfortunate. No, it's not unfortunate. It's dirty.
Yeah.
Call it what it is. It's a dirty play.
Yeah. And it's funny because Coach and I just wrapped up our Campo and Joe podcast, and I was kind of echoing the first thing you said, and then he's echoing the second thing you said. So hit that one because you that caught you too.
Well, I mean, I would have thought he was a little bit more forceful, and I'll guarantee you one thing: if it was me, I'd have had something to say about D'Amico Rhymes and Caserio.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
It's one thing to back your player, but at the same time, you got to use some common sense. That's not somewhere. There's got to be accountability, whether it's the coach or the owner or the whatever. There's got to be some accountability. That's the only way you get anything accomplished. That's why that 3-game suspension is okay in my mind, and unfortunately. I hope he learns, but that 3-game suspension, like we said, was not just based on that specific hit. He's done it before, and somewhere along the line, you got to put a stop to it.
Yeah. Then comes it's a trend. It's something that you have done. There's a history. There's a book on you. All that type of stuff. And so, all right. So here's Caserio, general manager of the Houston Texans, and him trying to fire back and I guess stand up for his player.
Nobody embodies our program more than Azeez. What he's about, what he's been through. You all know his story. There's not a more selfless individual, more about the team who's earned the respects that represents everything that we want this program to be about. I mean, this morning he was at a United Way event. So we're talking about some of the commentary that has been made about his character, about the person that he is, about what his intentions are. from people that, quite frankly, don't know anything about Azeez Al-Shaair, okay? And for the league to make some of the commentary that they made about lack of sportsmanship, lack of coachability, lack of paying attention to the rules, quite frankly, it's embarrassing. So I think the big thing from and I talk about a player who's never been suspended, never been ejected. So now we're saying that he's going to be suspended for 3 games. So, look, it is what it is. I think the big thing from our standpoint, and all teams want this, is just some level of consistency. And we've talked to the league, quite frankly, but we don't have a good explanation. D'Amico talked to them yesterday. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm sure Azeez will go through whatever process he's going to go through, and then we'll deal with it accordingly. But I think what we take umbrage is just the picture that's been painted about Azeez, his intentions, who he is as a person. I mean, quite frankly, it's bull.
So
who painted the picture? Who's he talking about?
He's talking about that league.
Yeah.
The way the
league, John Runyon,
the
basically,
NFL painted him as something that he's not.
Yeah, and he, like any, and I guess I will use him as an example of what you wanted from Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson could have gone to the hilt with his guy, and would have said, you know what, there's no place for it. We won't have it. This guy, did something that blah 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 blah, and he could have done it with the same type of enthusiasm as this. And this guy's just standing up for his guy. That's just what he's going to do, and say this is not the way.
What do you expect him to say? I mean, he spends a lot more time with the guy than we do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're seeing a reflection of him on the field.
Right.
It was dirty. The play was dirty and vicious. Mm-hmm. So we're seeing a realm of this player on the field, and we're making an assumption that he's that way all the time. And the owner is just trying to say, hey, listen.
Well, he's been fined for other plays prior.
Yeah. Just this past week.
I mean, and I'm not making any kind of aspersions on who he is as a person.
Yeah.
He's talking about going the United Way. That's fantastic. I'm not saying anything about him as a person.
Right.
I'm saying what he did on the field was dirty. Mm-hmm. That was dirty.
Yeah.
And he has a history of it. So you can say whatever you want about him being as a person. That's fine. He's a great person. Okay. He's a dirty player.
Yeah. Right now, that's the label. You get the label. And
listen. I play with a guy who was labeled a dirty player. All right, Waddell. If you're out there listening,
we love you, Dave.
We love you, Dave. Great dude. Well, we had to defend him because Waddell.
Y'all knew he was dirty.
We knew it. Yeah, we had to. He was our guy. We couldn't.
I just texted with him. I just texted with him yesterday.
He was known to take untimely shots on D linemen when they weren't looking.
This is outrageous.
That was my guy. So I'm saying, they used to try to character assassinate him.
Yeah.
For him doing his job. Now, he never did anything like that.
Right. That's the difference. That's the difference.
Because
he's got a little elbow here.
Shot to the rib there.
He was a pile of
little chin music every now and then, a little bit to the chin or whatever. So I mean, we had to defend him when guys would be on the field like, hey man, that center of y'all's is dirty. We like, dirty? What do you mean? You leave yourself open, you get a shot. Yeah. That's all it was.
All right, it's great. All right, you guys hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, 641-1010. Enough, not enough. Maybe we'll set up an X poll where you guys can chime in on that. So we got plenty to get into. We got to get into the game with our head coach. We definitely were into it yesterday. We'll do a little bit more of that in the college football playoff as we get down to championship Saturday. What's going on in the world of college football? We'll do it all. Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota, they bring you today's show, and you will not be disappointed. They are there Monday through Saturday. They make sure their employees have Sunday off to enjoy with their family and friends, but they want to make sure that they wow you with every purchase or service experience. We know it right here on XL Primetime, and you certainly can find out as well. Check them out. All right, so let's get into what came out of this game, what Jacksonville can do with the remaining games, and should Trevor play. All that ahead on XL Primetime.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers. They may not make a lot of plays.
Good snap. Good hold.
But sometimes they make the most important play.
One of the best kickers in the league year in and year out.
Listen for the Crown Royal Special Teams Player of the Game on 1010XL.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. If you're looking for jewelry this holiday season, we have what you want at Underwoods, and we carry the hottest and best names you'll find anywhere in North Florida. The biggest name in designer jewelry is David Yurman, and his looks are more popular today than they were years ago when Underwoods introduced this designer to Jacksonville. And we carry David Yurman not just in ladies' jewelry, but also in timepieces in his extensive collection of men's jewelry. If it's a watch you're looking for, we carry Rolex and other watches considered to be the best in their price points. We also carry extensive collections of the jewelry we import directly from Italy and Spain that are always popular for their quality, style, and value. So if you want the hottest and most popular jewelry and want to be waited on by the most professional jewelry staff in the business, stop by Underwood's.
Underwood's, where customers are served with quality and respect. In San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra. Underwood Jewelers.
Make a crucial catch against colon cancer. Hicken here for the Borland Groover Foundation. If you're 45 or older, the ball is in the red zone to get screened. The key to surviving colon cancer, early detection and prevention. 45 is the new 50. Get screened for colon cancer now. The Borland Groover Foundation is a nonprofit organization devoted to building a healthy and equitable community that is free from colon cancer. Visit BorlandGrooverFoundation.com for more.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Ready to sharpen your aim or find the perfect firearm? Come to St. Nicholas Guns and Range. With a huge selection of guns, ammo, and accessories, plus Jacksonville's best indoor range for every skill level. They've got everything you need to hit your target. Whether you're a pro or just starting out, their friendly experts will guide you every step of the way at 4630 Blanding Boulevard or online at stnickguns.com. St. Nicholas Gun and Range. Gear up, shoot a lot, shoot better.
1010XL celebrates high scorers.
1010XL and Southeast Orthopedic Specialists celebrate scholar athletes.
In class and on the court.
Brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234. Wednesdays on The Frangie Show.
When it comes to towing products, your safety on the road is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Whether it's a heavy-duty tow hitch, trailer frame, wiring, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjacks.com to explore a range of products and schedule your installation. Cannons of Jacksonville, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Our first contestant, a stay-at-home gymnast from Jacksonville, Florida. It's Gwendolyn Pierce.
Thank you, Monty. I don't know who installed my air conditioner, but it hasn't had a tune-up in over 3 years. Am I cool?
Let's ask our expert judging panel. Judges? I'm sorry, Gwendolyn. You're not cool. Johnny, tell her why.
That's right. To keep your air conditioner performing at its best, you need a skilled technician to check your pressures, voltages, and air filters in the fall and the spring. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, our club members get 2 free visits a year to make sure that you are cool.
Can you tell me if my haircut is sexy?
You're better off not asking.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Rotator cuff injuries are common among athletes and those who have physically demanding careers. Don't let this injury keep you away from the sport you love. Dr. George Barry here, and the first thing you need to do with a serious shoulder injury is to diagnose where the damage is and how significant it is. Rotator cuff tears are either acute tears sustained during an injury or accident, or degenerative tears. If you're interested in learning more about rotator cuff repair and how our expert team of orthopedic surgeons can help you, call Barry Orthopedics today or visit BarryOrthopedics.com.
Greetings from Daytona, where a band of dreamers took a strip of beach and turned it into a proving ground. The Great American Race, where year after year, greatness is the destination.
Start your engines, let's go!
So book your experience and soak in 500 miles of history and tradition. The Daytona 500, February 16th, 2025. Secure your seats now at Daytona500.com.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Beautiful day. We like to say that all the time here in the beautiful Sunshine State because we are treated to it. Most often I'm heading up to Nash Vegas at the end of the week. And on XL Primetime, we have done the Battle of the Bills.
Right.
And so we haven't seen Tennessee yet. There's 2 games left. This season as a whole, that sucked. But you still have the Battle of the Bills.
Rivalry.
And
Do you have the belt?
Yeah, let's just hope. I got the mini championship belt. I'm going to take it up there. We're going to see Brent Doherty from 104.5 The Zone. And this will be that championship belt exchange. Last year, Jacksonville had a chance to go up there and win and make it to the playoffs. We all know what happened. We're talking about a couple of teams that are at the bottom of the standings. But
now, are the boys from 104.5 coming down here when the Titans come here to play?
I don't know. Mickey used to come. Brent is off and on as far as when he's here. Blaine usually comes. Blaine Bishop, but I'm going to see Doherty at a minimum because I'm going to be set up at Old Red, which is right there on Broadway, on the rooftop, which will be great on Friday. As a matter of fact, the son-in-law, little Joey McCarrick, is going to be playing in the background on the rooftop while we're doing the show. So you guys will be here. I'll be there. Looking forward to that. And then Monday at Old Red at the airport. So it's going to be fun. We're just going to have to – this is the only championship we can play for is the Battle of the Bills.
Oh, Old Red at the airport.
Yeah.
I thought you meant Old Red. Oh, you're going Old Red on Broadway.
Yeah. Friday, Old Red downtown.
Right.
And then on Monday, Old Red at the airport, which is great because they got a little hub inside the airport, which is cool as well. But I'm looking forward to it. It's the only thing left to play for. So out of this week, now you know, after last night, you are officially eliminated from the playoffs. You're done after Denver beat Cleveland last night. How do they come out of this, Leon? How do you coach off of this loss, off of the hit to Trevor, all that? How would you approach the last 5 weeks, 5 games?
Well, they're auditioning. Everybody's auditioning. And the coaching staff has got to somehow inspire this team to not fold their tent because now that they're out of the playoffs, any kind of contention, you got to instill in these players. They got to show some kind of pride for the team or the organization or play for not only themselves but their teammates. They got to do something because whether some tells the same regime is going to be here next year, but
Did you just say that?
I'm telling you.
I'm telling you right now, man. I've been feeling it now for like a week.
I'm feeling it now a couple of weeks now. Some tells me the same regime is going to be here next year. But so you're essentially 1099s, individual contractors. You got to go out there and play and somehow make this roster next year. Because if you go out there and you loaf and you bust and all that kind of stuff, you become expendable. All right, Coach was just talking about it off the air when he was talking about the secondary. He said he's never seen a secondary that just mental bust, right and left. A lot of those guys, they shouldn't be here next year, to be quite honest with you.
How do you coach off of it, Coach? Because honestly, if you look at this game, defensively they held it pretty close. 6-3 game at the half, a 2-win team versus a 7-win team. Yet they had so many busts. Well, could not really affect season.
And the biggest thing is, they during the bye week, they made a decision, look, we can't just keep bending and not breaking here and playing straight zone because we're getting eaten alive. So now we're going to start playing man again. So they played man quite a bit in the game. And number 3 falls down with Nico Collins going all the way across the field for about a 40-yard gain. So, yeah. I mean, how you coach is I have to echo. I said this in the podcast. I echo Leon. That it's a resume. The resume is being put on the field. You're not only playing for what we talked about, but you're playing for your family as well. This is this next 5 ball games. Is it 5? It's 5.
Yeah, 5 left. Yeah.
Yeah. These next 5 ball games could be your entire career. So crank it up. We've got to show a little bit of pride that we're playing division games. Talking about for next year. We better set a little bit of a precedent here that we're going to bow up and do something.
Also, Coach, a lot of these players have to understand that they're going into free agency. That a lot of good teams don't want players off of bad teams.
Yes.
So your best bet is to try to instill some play to a level to where the Jaguars want you again next year, because good teams they're not coming to Jaguars roster to pull you from the Jaguars on their roster because you're on a bad team. So they might want to play some inspired football so they can be rehired next year.
So I'm just going to throw this out there, okay? Antonio Johnson's an elite athlete. Andre Sisco's an elite athlete. Tyson Campbell, same, elite athlete. Is it possible that the coach is part of this problem? That they're not being put in position?
Well, I think they're being put into position. I'm not sure that it's getting across. Look, when you run a zone blitz,
right?
It's a 3 deep, 3 guys deep, and it's 3 guys underneath. Okay, this guy has curl to flat. This guy has middle.
You got to be watching
YouTube. This guy over here has curl to flat on the weak side. 3
basically what Dave just said is curl to flat on left side, curl flat right side,
and
zone
a guy
middle.
in the middle.
All right.
Well, when you got a guy over here
on the left side,
when everybody comes inside,
drags
he
over to the
chases
right
a guy
side.
inside, and a back goes out in the flat, and the guy's wide open. I guarantee you that Rashard is not telling him, "Look, chase that guy inside." And let this guy stand out in the flat, which you're supposed to be covering.
That man, when you say that the coach is not putting him in the position, I mean, they're not walking them to the first day of school.
No, I don't mean it that way. I mean what I mean is the calls they're getting. Okay,
the
calls on the field are right. Are they just simply? Is it just simply paralysis by analysis?
Yeah, is it
instead of just going out there and playing? Yes.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Matt. That stuff that coach is going over, they go over every day, twice a day, to make sure you get it. So your lack of execution is your lack of professionalism, because the coaches, they go over that stuff randomly every day, hour upon hour, on the practice field, hour upon hour. So if you're not articulating that on the field, that's on you.
I can give you a perfect example.
Okay,
I can give you a quick both deals. You remember Darrell Fullington played with the Miami Hurricanes and that Flutie threw over the top of? When I got there, he was the best athlete on the field, better than Benny Blades, who won the Thorpe Award. Okay?
All right.
He's not even playing. He's a nickelback. I said, why is he not playing? Jimmy says, I don't trust him. So I said, look, I'll get him ready. I go to him and I said, look, if you riverboat gamble one time, I'm not going anywhere. You are. You're done. You want to play professional football? Then do what you're supposed to do.
Right.
And I'm watching you every play. Cisco, they run that play that Darby looks like he's going to cuss him out on the post.
Yeah.
He started cussing him out as the ball was in the air, too.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, first of all,
he knew he was going to get burned.
First of all, he got his butt beat.
Yeah.
But Cisco's supposed to be in the middle of the field.
He bit on the drag,
He jumped on the guy breaking to the outside. Now, that's riverboat gambling. Yeah. And that's what a lot of these guys are doing now. The coaches can only do so much as far as putting your position. But let me just finish one last thing. It's the coach's responsibility to make damn sure the guy doesn't do that. Or else he's off the field.
Yahtzee.
That's it.
Because I wanted to pair up exactly what both of you guys said. And I feel like we're all on the same page, but this team is not all on the same page.
Yeah.
Because it does come, coaches need to charge these cats, put the fear of God in them, and say, it is your job. I'm teaching you. I'm going to teach you the right way, and you've got to do it. Both of those things need to happen.
Yes.
So,
But what makes a guy jump on that route? When he knows he's got the deep center, what makes him jump on that?
He's guessing. He's riverboat gambling. The guy broke open. The guy broke open because Jorian Jones was running up with him, and the guy gave him a little move to the inside and went out. He was wide open.
Right.
So he made the decision.
That's where he's going with the ball.
Cisco,
Right.
He's open.
Right.
I'm going to go do it. Well, he doesn't see the other guy's got a 3-step, 3-yard, 4-yard lead on Darby. So,
basically, if this team wasn't so bad in coverage at corner, you could have a safety standing back there just playing center field.
Yeah,
and hardly any pressure on the quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that part.
Yeah. That's
That
always
too.
there. I mean, that's a big part.
I mean, I'm not making an excuse for Cisco, but the reality is, if you got two guys getting beat, you got to choose one.
Yeah, but you don't choose the guy that's out in the
Right.
flat.
I
when
agree.
you're in the
Over the
middle
guy
of the
that's
football
deep that can
field.
go for six.
He's
I
deep.
agree. I agree with that.
All right, so we'll keep it going. Somewhere in there, there's a fix. I don't know. Don't even try and
drafting, Joe.
Yeah, don't even try and convince me that the people here can fix it. But there is a fix out there because other teams are out there playing good ball right now. This team is not. That's for sure. All right, we'll keep it rolling. By the way, we've got to bring up last night, and what an entertaining game. Okay, now a lot of points scored, maybe not nearly as much defense last night, but those were two good defensive football teams, and they got lit up for 30-plus points on the board. We'll get into that coming up on XL Primetime.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
We're H-A-P-P-Y, H-A-P-P-Y, because happy Honda days are here. Everything is bigger. Bigger selection, bigger discounts, bigger trade-in values. Honda, quality, value, safety. Don't miss happy Honda days going on now at your local Honda dealer.
Human trafficking destroys lives. You could do something to create hope this season. Make an end-of-the-year donation to Rethreaded. Your gift helps provide employment and support services for local survivors of human trafficking. Visit rethreaded.com and click on the tab to donate.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the country that offers multi-unit hair grafting, FUE NeoGraft hair transplants, and the 45-minute effective PRP treatments.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
Thank you, IHRS. IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Schedule a free evaluation and find out how to grow your hair back and keep the hair you have. Call 904-777-IHRS. Take the first step to restoring your hair today. Visit hairforme.com.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years.
Call now for a free in-person or virtual evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
Stop letting high-interest debt weigh you down. Pay it all off in days thanks to Loan Pronto's new Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Imagine a completely hassle-free way to cash out your home equity. No appraisals, no paperwork, no waiting. Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan uses an AI-driven tech to get you approved for cash in as little as one day. One client got $100,000 approved in under 24 hours, wiped out their debt, launched a home improvement project, and is now saving over $1,000 a month. Instant approvals, low fixed rates, fast transfers. Get cash to consolidate all your debt and get a fresh start for the new year. Call Loan Pronto now and see how much you qualify for. Imagine this time next week, you can be credit card debt-free. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781 on approved credit, MLS, consumeraccess.org.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. We're moving closer and closer to the playoffs in the NFL and college football, and that's a perfect time to play and win with Prize Picks. Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with more than 10 million active members. All you do is pick more or less than 2 6-player stat projections and watch your winnings roll in. Think Joe Burrow will throw for more than 2 touchdown passes? It's just that simple. And now you can win up to 100 times your money with as little as 4 correct picks. Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. That's right. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit and cash out as quickly as 15 minutes. Now, here's the best part. Prize Picks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy. That means your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the promo code JAX, J-A-X, and get $50 instantly when you play 5. It's all there at Prize Picks. Run your game.
If you've been in an auto accident, you can count on the experts at San Jose Collision to return your vehicle to pre-accident conditions. San Jose Collision can also provide a fresh paint job to freshen up your vehicle or completely change its appearance. They can paint and repair all foreign and domestic cars and trucks. When quality and professionalism are important to you, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
When you're injured, you probably have more questions than answers, and all you really want is to feel better. This is Joe C., and I certainly can identify. Well, thanks to Rebound Rehab, I bounced back from a serious case of ankle tendonitis to feel pain-free. They can do the same for you. 8 locations across the First Coast and a team of physical therapists ready to help. From laser and radio pressure wave therapy to aquatic and massage therapy, they can offer real solutions to help you rebound. Log on, reboundrehab.com, and start your path back to pain-free life.
Hey, gang, Prosser here, telling you once again about Chad and Sandy Newman. Mortgage rates are down, creating more active buyers and sellers. If you've been waiting, now is a great time to sell your home before more homes flood the market, driving down prices. So maybe you want guaranteed no-hassle home sale, but don't want to give up hard-earned equity to do it. They can handle that. You see, Chad and Sandy can take every problem you think you have and replace it with a promise. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. The success stories are rolling in. Mike and Lisa in McCormick. We inherited a family home that came with equity but also a mortgage. We needed to sell fast to avoid extra expenses on a second mortgage. We heard about Chad and Sandy on the radio and called. Everything they say on the radio is true. The home sold in 3 days for full asking price. Call Chad and Sandy today, 904-414-6200, or go to chadandsandy.com. That's Chad, ANDSANDY.com.
This Day in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 3rd, 1963, in the NFL Draft, quarterback and Heisman Trophy winner Terry Baker from Oregon State was the first overall selection by the Los Angeles Rams.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I just cannot say enough good things about my friends at Pella Windows and Doors. They have the highest quality products, the strongest limited warranties in the industry, and they just flat out look amazing. But don't just take my word for it. Consumer Reports still has Pella rated number 1 in all 3 major window categories, so why not go with the best? Call them today or visit the Pella showroom, and be sure to ask about the latest hurricane and impact-resistant windows. That's Pella Windows and Doors on Phillips Highway, and tell them Mike sent you.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Jaguars analyst Jeff Lageman on the hit that knocked Trevor Lawrence out of Sunday's game.
I mean, it's unacceptable. I mean, there is a code in the National Football League that goes unspoken, and that is that, look, you can try to cause pain and discomfort to all the levels that you want to. It's fair. It's football. But you can't try to cause injury. And that was, to me, a play that a player was trying to cause injury, because you have an elbow that has a metal brace on it, and then he leads right into the chin and neck of a quarterback who is clearly giving himself up.
Jeff Lageman on Jaguars Today. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars Update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Oh, man. Having good times inside the studio. Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday. You can have a good time if you head on in, or you start online, beaverchevrolet.com, beavertoyota.staugustine.com. And the lineup, well, it speaks for itself. You talk SUVs, pickup trucks, beautiful sedans, pre-owned luxury, whatever you want, you can get it all at either one of them with that strong lineup of vehicles. So we were just, Matt's just kicking Leon.
No, I'm good.
Right before.
You know, he talked about Florida flipped a 5-star safety.
All I said was we haven't talked about
hey, listen, I tell you
the 5-star safety that Billy Napier flipped from Miami.
That's fine.
That's
Listen,
all.
if we don't make the playoffs, we'll gladly play y'all in the Gator Bowl again and throttle you like we did earlier. I'd love to see a second beating.
I do like it now. I would like to see a rematch, okay?
Bring it on.
I would like to see a rematch.
Hey, Leon, that's a 4-star safety. That ain't no 5-star safety.
Okay.
You know, he's trying to really gig you.
Is he a 5-star?
He is a 5-star, yeah.
Okay.
No, they said 4-star. The one I heard.
I like the sound of 5. I like the sound of 5.
That's fine.
I'm pretty sure he's a 24/7 composite 5-star.
Good for y'all. Congratulations.
Yeah. All right. So let's go back to last night because I'm telling you, we have been treated to a lot of great games at night. Just the way things have set up. Just watching another snow game Sunday night with Buffalo, what they were able to do to San Francisco. You can go back to the Jameis game against Pittsburgh that he won at home, where he thanks God for letting him play in the snow. Well, then they go to the game last night, and I'm telling you what, dude was all over it last night, and it was a back-and-forth game. Bo Nix hits a big play. Jameis comes right back and hits a big play. But the other part is that Jerry Jeudy came in there angry last night, ready to prove to the Denver Broncos fan base that they made a mistake by letting him go. But in the end, Jameis had 497 yards passing. 497, the most in Browns history. Jerry Jeudy caught 235 of those yards. But then stuff like this happened.
As he was headed out of bounds, here's a pick! Intercepted! And that should end the night. McMillan, the other way. Touchdown, Broncos!
Just honestly, just incredible. And when it was all said and done, Jameis versus the Broncos last night represented 668 combined passing yards. I just gave him credit for 497. But if you take the ones that he threw to the other guys and let them take it back, 668 yards combined, passing yards and interception return yards, which led Jameis to say this.
I know I'm better than this. I know. I'm just praying for the Lord to deliver me from pick sixes.
It's just the best, man.
I love
it's
it.
just the best.
I love it.
Just deliver me from pick sixes.
Keep him mic'd up. Absolutely keep him mic'd up.
There's like war in Ukraine.
There's a lot going on.
There's like, just tragedy in the Gaza Strip, and James is praying, keep me from pick sixes,
please,
Lord.
I'm just praying for the Lord to deliver me from pick sixes.
Listen, I'm watching the game and I'm thinking that initially that LASIK is working.
Yeah.
But 3 picks in the game, almost 500 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, but those 3 interceptions.
He was slinging it.
But for those 6 picks, he looked fantastic.
He's got such a strong arm.
Yeah.
And even the commentators were making a comment. Aikman was making a comment on. It was Aikman, right?
It was Aikman.
Yeah. I can see so many games. I get a miss when he threw a couple of the out routes that he completed. The statement was made, well, that's a dangerous throw, but he's got a good arm, this and that. And then, that's what happened.
And he wants to throw it with fire. And heck, Aikman was even up in the booth, who I thought he might have been just like going back in time a little bit. He said he could beat Jameis in a 40-yard dash right now. I'm like, whoa, the mile high air is getting to you too. Altitude comment there. But it was so entertaining. Now you can't live with Jameis. You can't if you're a fan. But he went from throwing 30 interceptions and 30 touchdowns down in Tampa to Sean Payton when he was with the Saints to cleaning him up, where he basically played 30 games and threw half the interceptions. So he definitely has cleaned it up. But the more time you have under center, the more chances you're going to make mistakes now that he's a starter again.
Yeah, Coach, you're talking about Riverboat Gambler. He is a Riverboat Gambler.
Yeah.
And he throws those fastballs too, bro.
Yeah, that's what he was talking about, calling everything fastball.
But the second pick was just he should know if he goes first read, second read, third read, there's no way you're going back to first and making that throw.
Yeah.
No way. All the way out to the sideline. That's going to get picked. That's like he doesn't need the Lord to deliver him from that. He needs like better realization of it's not going to work.
Yeah, the one into the end zone was definitely ill-advised. It was easily picked, and it was the linebacker that thought he was going to take it back. The other one, two linebackers picked him off. One of them obviously took it to the house, and then a secondary star took it to the house. But the one, they anticipate when he bites, when Jameis locks in, he's going to try and get it where he's going. Jerry Jeudy was going off last night.
You know what the thing about Jameis is that when he said what he said, he was genuine about that.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely. That's why I love him so dearly. Don't ever let him stop talking, all right?
Right, I agree.
I agree. I love it. He's not robotic. He just says it.
He might be a coach when it's all said and done because he's just going to be. I will enjoy it as well.
Plus, let's be honest, he is talented, man.
Yeah.
He can throw the ball.
He can throw the ball.
It's just a decision-making process, and we all know how hard it is. We've seen it with these quarterbacks. They're good, and then people figure them out, and then they're all of a sudden bad.
He's probably very frustrated because he knows he's got a chance to win that, win that job.
That game last night, again, those were two defenses. Cleveland, have you heard of them? Pretty good defense.
Yeah.
Defensively, Denver was in, I think, 5 categories, first or second.
Right.
They threw the stat up last night. It was incredible. All right, so I mentioned the game that he did win, which was against the Pittsburgh Steelers going back, what was it, a Thursday night a couple weeks ago? Let's get a bold fact in here, RJ, if you don't mind right now, sir. Oh, there it is.
Here's a bold fact brought to you by Bold City Brewery, Duval's first craft brewery. Online at boldcitybrewery.com.
I always like bragging on Bold City Brewery, and we're going to be bragging on the XLP Hazy IPA that I help personally brew down at Bold City Brewery downtown. We will have the unveiling, the uncorking, the untapping of it in late December. But definitely drop on by Bold City Brewery in Riverside. Production house is right there on Roselle Street. You're going to get a great Taco Tuesday night tonight, or any other day you want to drop on by. You can enjoy some cold craft there, or Bold City downtown right there on Bay Street when you empty out off of Main Street Bridge. All right, so Pittsburgh Steelers. They did lose to Cleveland a couple of games ago, but they beat Cincinnati 44-38. That's Russ. He ain't Russ no more. He piled on some points. 9-3 is their record. Are you guys ready for this? This is something Duval craves so badly. Pittsburgh, with 9 wins, now has their 21st consecutive season without a losing record. 21st consecutive season. That spans 2 coaches. That's incredible. 21, that's over 2 decades without a losing record. It ties another team that had 21 consecutive seasons for the most in NFL history. Name the other team and give me, I feel like you've got to get somewhere within the first 5 years of the last 5 years of that 21-year window. Team and time period. 21st.
I'm going to go Cowboys from, it's going to be, I guess, from 78 to 98 then, right? No, you guys got there 89, so it's going to be 68 to 88, something like that, 89? No? Dave's saying no.
What's your answer, Coach?
I don't have one.
Oh, okay.
But I know it's not the Cowboys. I know it's not during that period of time because in 88 they were worse than we were.
Well, then it was like 66 to whatever.
Okay.
87.
Leon?
I'm thinking the Niners.
It's a pretty good one, too.
I'm thinking about the Niners. Like 80 to whenever. I'm going to go with the Niners. I'm going to go with the Niners.
I think those are excellent guesses. Excellent guesses. In the absentee ballot that Coach just sent in, we won't count.
Wait, is it the Dolphins? Man?
Yeah.
Dolphins?
That's a good one, too. I'll just say right now, I'll cut it off right now and say, don't doubt yourself.
Cowboys.
Give him a big ol'
Huh? Look at Mr. Cowboy.
And the way Coach did help Matt right there, though, is because he said he gave him the losing record. And what year was it? 88?
But you did say within 5 years, so I did nail it initially within 5 years.
Yeah, and so it made Matt back it up just a little bit. 1965 to 1985.
Yeah.
So you were on it. Yeah, you were on it. That's some kind of good, man.
Yeah.
That is what you wish for. Now,
what's the most here, straight years? Is it 4? 3?
In the 90s.
4, right?
4.
Yeah, 4 is the longest. Yeah, 96 to
99.
99, yeah.
And they,
That's
by
so
the way,
sad, isn't
they
it?
have not had back-to-back winning seasons since the 90s.
Until this last two.
Until this last two. And
y'all are rare, bro.
And had not made it to, and have still not made it back-to-back playoff years since the 90s.
Wow.
And this team's got 21 straight non-losing seasons.
Yeah. I mean,
as my old knife salesman, Cutco or whatever, young kid, he goes, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible.
You talk about America's team, it's probably those two.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really.
Yeah, the Cowboys.
When you look it over, I mean, the Cowboys 12-5 the last 3 years in a row.
Yeah. Consistency is king. And the Cowboys, for that, for what Mike McCarthy's done during the regular season, he has had 36 wins in 3 years in the regular season. They just happen that they've been knocked out of the playoffs. They've knocked out in a bad way. And so that's why he's probably not going to continue, although Jerry Jones is at least hinting that he might bring him back for another year. And that goes to y'all's theory that you're starting to smell.
I don't even think it's a theory anymore. I think it's a lock that
they're not taking out the trash.
They're both
what you're
coming
saying.
back.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Y'all are nuts.
I'm just saying.
I think
want
it is as well.
I don't want it to be that way.
You agree too?
Yep.
But nothing this franchise does. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. It won't surprise me.
Imploring you, Sean. Imploring you. Do not let the same man pick the number one pick overall 3 times in 5 years.
You can implore all you want.
I will puke. I will vomit. I will hurl. I will
Get
throw
ready.
up.
Get ready for Travis.
Get ready, bro.
Get ready for Travis Hunter.
Now that's actually not a bad pick, no matter who's picking it. All right, Coach. We enjoyed it as always.
Yes.
Enjoy the rest of the
Me too.
afternoon.
Same.
We will keep it going into the 3 o'clock hour with a Beaver Chevy Beaver Toyota Tuesday. We have got to get to the XLP to the CFP, and here comes the judge, because we've got an argument that's starting to brew inside our building, inside the XL Primetime show, about who belongs in the top 12 of the college football playoff. We'll do all that coming up on XL Primetime.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL. It's all about picking winners.
Yes, it is.
Play 1010XL's weekly pick'em.
All right, let's do it.
Make the best picks and win a pizza party from Salvatore's Pizza at Tapestry Park.
Who wants pepperoni?
You pick 'em at 1010XL.com. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 47th annual holiday sale now with up to 30% off GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory for every budget, and with interest-free financing, enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, open 7 days a week in December.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. Most goals we set for ourselves have a clear path. Like, I want to go see the Winter Storms in Vancouver. So you read a couple reviews and talk to some friends and book it. Maybe a couple choices along the way, but overall, it's a clear course to reach your goal. Now, if your goal is to lose 40 or 50 pounds, where's the clear path? You read reviews, talk with a few friends, try something out, and it doesn't work, and you're disappointed. And we've all been there, and it blows. Stop doing that and do what I did. Reach your goal with Awaken 180 weight loss. It's a clear path to success without disappointment. No guesswork, no trial and error, no medication side effects. I'm proof I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on Awaken 180, and hackers lost about 120. And you can too. Trust me, it was simple. A word you never hear used with weight loss programs, unless you're referring to Awaken 180. Choose the simple, clear path to success with the solution for weight loss. Awaken 180 weight loss at awaken180weightloss.com.
Mia here for MyBookie. Our listeners have been killing it in a year full of surprises. MyBookie is the one book that's got your back. No fluff, no second guessing, straight up action. Does your other sports book pay out when you push on a bet? MyBookie pays you back. And if you're new to the game and not sure where to start, we've got you covered. Step 1, use our promo code 1010XL. That will double your bankroll with a 100% deposit bonus right from the jump. Here's a pro tip to get you rolling. The NFL teams with powerhouse offensive lines are dominating the run game this year, and betting game total unders has been printing money. Stack that with MyBookie's Risk-Free Thursdays. Why wait? That's right there, a new risk-free odds boost every Thursday. To find the bet, click the Bet Boost tab and scroll down. If it hits, you win. If it doesn't, MyBookie refunds your money. Sign up now and get your double deposit bonus with MyBookie, the best sign-up bonus for Florida bettors. Bet anything, anytime, from anywhere with MyBookie.
MyGate Rewards members, now through January 2nd, you'll get an entry for your chance to win free gas for a year each time you buy 5 eligible Monster Club products. Not a rewards member? Download the Gate app today. See store for details.
Hey folks, Dave Binion with Zero Res. I asked my wife what she wants for Christmas, and she said the same thing she does every year. She wants a clean home full of family and friends. That means the carpets, the tile and grout, the large oriental rug in our family room, and the huge sectional sofa that everyone loves to hang out on all need a good Zero Res cleaning. Give Zero Res a call and get your carpets cleaned for only $49 a room, and get your tile and grout cleaned for 25% off. Zero Res spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
I open the door and take you inside the locker room to get you closer to the field, the players and coaches you care about.
Get a look at Hayes' blog on 1010XL.com.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reach Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hi, this is Jeff Norman. And I'm Mike Jones. And we are the owners of Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning.
With the holiday season upon us, we want to take a moment to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and say thank you to our amazing customers.
We're so grateful for the trust you place in us each year. It's been a pleasure serving you, and we hope you have a wonderful holiday season with family and friends.
And remember, if you have any issues, we'll be here to help throughout the holidays and beyond.
Merry Christmas from all of us at Duck Duck Rooter.
Hey, it's Angela and Brian Wall. How many companies do you know in this day and age that actually want their potential customers to call their competition and get quotes from them?
That's what WonderWorld wants you to do. WonderWorld knows there are other window companies out there, but we also know those other guys. When compared to WonderWorld, they can't offer you the quality at the price that WonderWorld can.
And with WonderWorld, you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement business.
If anything goes wrong with your new WonderWorld windows, 5 years from now, 10, 15, 50, WonderWorld and I will be there to fix it for you. You get peace of mind with WonderWorld, and to top it off, WonderWorld windows increase the value of your home. So look what you get with WonderWorld. Quality windows, low price, the best guarantee in the business, energy savings, and an increase in the value of your home. A win-win for you.
Call WonderWorld today and get your free in-home estimate, or see them online at WonderWorldNEFlorida.com.
WonderWorld, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Hey, it's Tony from Tony D's Pizza. If you love our pizza and pasta dishes, let us cater an event for you. Family function or office parties, we can deliver you an amazing Italian meal. Remember, it's not just pizza at Tony D's. Bay Meadows and $2.95.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update, brought to you by Gate Stores. After a slow start at the beginning of the season, the Gators were able to clinch their last regular season game victory over rival FSU to finish with a winning season. Gators head coach Billy Napier on when he saw the team turn the corner.
That Wednesday of that first open date, that's where I kind of saw our guys change tunes a little bit, change gears as competitors, right? Get back to playing the game, enjoying playing the game. And then I think the way we competed on the road at Tennessee in that first half, we really showed up and fought our tails off and, thought we were in position to win that game. And then obviously that transition to Kentucky, and then all these things kept adding up.
Florida will appear in the first bowl game since 2022 with a shot to win a bowl game since 2019. It's 56 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010X 1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool. On 1010XL.
This is such a hard one to do, that's for sure, because of everything that happened over the weekend. But we are charged with the task of predicting what the college football playoff rankings will look like. We call it our XLP to the CFP, a Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota Tuesday. Thanks for hanging out with us. You can find us on YouTube. You miss any of the show, you can go back. You can hear what Coach had to say in the 2 o'clock hour as he was hanging out with us. But it's real easy. Just search on YouTube, 1010XL or XL Primetime, and you can see all the shows. Just go back and enjoy. Joe C., Matty Hayes, you can check out his stuff at USA Today Sports, and the Hall of Famer, Hurricane Hall of Famer, Big Searcy, as we hang out right now, and we got to do some college football, so let's do it, gentlemen.
Time to drop some college knowledge on XL Primetime. Brought to you by Modelo, the official beer of the College Football Playoff.
It may take more than one Modelo. It may take a whole lime and cut it up and drop them in the cervezas to find out who should be among the top 12. Because this is not easy, fellas. I want some reaction from you first, Leon, on how much your top 12, your XLP to the CLP, changed based on what you saw over the weekend.
A lot of change, absolutely. A lot of change. A lot of movement, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of outs. You know?
That was very Big Lebowski of you, Leon.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome.
I appreciate that. I watched the movie. I told me to watch it.
All right, so let's start it off.
Have-yous.
Let's start it off because, Matt, did you feel the same thing coming out of really from Thursday on? There was so much that happened.
Yeah, we're at the point right now where you have to start looking at totality. You can't get sucked in by prison in the moment. You have to look at the total entire resume, strength of schedule.
Yeah,
because that's
the
what
part
we're
that
looking at right now.
I'm having such a tough time with. All right, let's begin. 12 to 9. You can throw an Ole in there if you want.
Okay, well, my number 12 team is probably the most impressive team that I've seen down the stretch with wins over Texas A&M, Missouri, and Clemson. I got South Carolina at 12. But as 12A, my 12B is I'm keeping my Canes in there just in case they have to, sneak in the back door. I'm keeping them there, but I got South Carolina fully entrenched at 12.
You got Syracuse at 11?
No.
Okay.
I'm just wondering,
Where's Florida?
Shots.
Is there anywhere?
Shots.
Florida anywhere on get the thing? Oh, I'm sorry. All right, number 11, I got Arizona State. They win the end. They got a big battle against Iowa State in the Big 12 championship, so I got them at 11. Number 10, I got Penn State at number 10. Penn State at number 10, they got an opportunity to play Oregon in the Big 10. Well, yeah, the Big 10 championship. So they win, they move up, they lose, they might still be in, even if they lose that game. So, number 9, the team that laid up his way up to the Indiana. They laid up their way up to get into the playoffs. So I kept them at 9 because the committee is not going to let them go at 11-1. They're going to be a mainstay.
All right, 12 to 9.
I love the laid up the way up. Love it. All right, my Ole, South Carolina. I know they're hot right now.
They're awesome right now.
I know Lenore Sellers looks like a young Cam Newton. I get all that, okay? You cannot ignore a 24-point loss at home to Ole Miss. You can't.
No.
All right? And if they both got the same record and you're going head-to-head, you cannot ignore that. Period. End of discussion. All right, I got Boise State at 12, and I'm teetering on whether they're going to be one of those first 4. So we'll see what happens. Because if Clemson beats SMU somehow, Boise State's going to be one of those first 4. Clemson will not be one of the first 4 as a ACC champ. So I got Boise State at 12. I got Ole Miss at 11. Ole Miss at 11. Cannot ignore the 18-point win over Georgia. Cannot ignore the 24-point win at South Carolina.
Okay, so
this is when you have to start looking at the totality of what you're seeing here.
I agree with that.
Not just what happened in the last couple weeks, not just what happened when they lost a game. And I'm not just talking about just Ole Miss. I mean everywhere.
Right.
So everywhere. And that's the reason why I'll tell you this right now. Indiana's not even in my poll because they've done nothing.
Yeah.
They played one game of significance and lost by 23. So I have no idea why they're even in the poll or even being considered. All right? And there's another team also there that's actually playing in a championship game.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have no idea what the committee sees in them, okay? So we've got Ole Miss at 11. We got Alabama at 10. Cannot ignore the fact that Alabama beat South Carolina.
Man.
As much as you'd like to, you cannot ignore that fact. You also cannot ignore the fact that Alabama also beat Georgia. Okay? Again, we are now looking at strength of schedule. Strength of schedule is everything right now. And number 9, I have Penn State. And I am as iffy as can be on Penn State because I said it earlier, I don't know what the committee sees in them. And not only that, I mean, you watch them.
Yeah.
When you watch Penn State, what do you go, whoa, that's a good team?
Yeah. No, I look at them and say, maybe. That's what I look at. Because they could have beaten Ohio State. They didn't. Their record, James Franklin's record in these Big Ten ball games is 1-13.
No, it's worse than that. It's like,
is it worse than that?
It's in all those big, it's like 3-17 or something.
Okay, 3-17. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. All right, so that's where you're at.
Yeah, and the thing is too is the Ohio State loss really hurt Penn State as well too. The Ohio State lost to Michigan.
Yeah, and so this is what I'm fighting, honestly. All right, so I'll go my 12 through 9. And we're still going to have a great discussion with Here Comes the Judge coming up in just a bit on which of these SEC teams truly deserve it. And honestly, it is almost a coin flip right now as to who should be. I'm putting Alabama number 12. I'm putting Indiana in the Ole position, okay? Because there's better ball being played in the Southeastern Conference than the schedule that they played. So Indiana is out for now. Alabama's the 12th team. Penn State is the 11th team. And the only reason I'm putting Ohio State ahead of them is because they beat them.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a couple of Big Ten teams, but Ohio State should tumble, and I'm putting them in at that 10th spot. Miami should tumble too, and I'm keeping them in right now at that 9th spot.
You're keeping the Canes in?
I'm keeping the Canes in. And
what win on that schedule of those 10 wins are you saying, yeah, that's it?
Yeah. But I look at bowl-eligible teams. I look at teams with 7 wins or more. Look, it's a lousy schedule.
I call you Paul.
It's a lousy schedule. All right. I mean, it really does. But here's what I'm looking at. Here's the reality. As much as we don't want to admit this, they want eyeballs across the nation.
Of course they do, but it doesn't mean like you screw other teams in the process.
Just telling you. I want to see Cam Ward.
I do too, but the reality is Miami and Indiana are very similar schedules.
I know. That's why I kicked one out. All right, let's go 8-5.
I think you just didn't want to hurt Big Surge's feelings.
No, that's good. That's good.
No, listen.
No.
All right, go.
All right, my number 8 team is Ohio State. Very disappointing loss to Michigan. At home, 4 straight. Surprising. They fought harder after the game than they did during the game. So congratulations, Ohio State. Number 7, Notre Dame is number 7. I tell you, by default, they get in. Independence. Number 6, I got Tennessee at number 6. And rounding off at number 5, I've got Georgia at number 5.
Go ahead, Matt.
All right.
Got too many things that we agree on.
We do.
On some of these.
You know what? All right. I got Ohio State. Okay.
Okay. So you did keep them up there a little higher than I thought you might have.
I got Ohio State at 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Mm-hmm. I had to double check that real quick. Yeah. It's amazing what has happened to that team against Michigan. They have the most talent in the country, and they just literally cannot get over that mental block. It's crazy to see. I got Iowa State.
I had them in last week, and I just couldn't jam them in there this week. But I love me some Cyclones.
All right.
They still got a great chance.
And then we got Notre Dame, which, again, I hate to keep telling everybody this, but they've played 3 of the worst 5 power conference teams in the country.
Not a lot.
Purdue, Stanford, and Florida State.
Yeah.
They played 2 service academies, and they played 2 MAC schools.
Yeah.
They lost to one of the MAC
and
schools.
Southern Cal played them.
At home.
And Southern Cal played them.
Right.
They did.
For a little bit. And then Notre Dame got away with it. They Notre Dame took care of it.
That has to count.
And then I got the Vols.
Okay. And look, this is where we get real similar, and it's just the way it is. But, all right, that's your 8 through 5. You have Tennessee as your 5th team overall, and this is where we can always argue. I got Boise State.
Wait.
You need one more, don't you?
I totally blew that. Yeah. Georgia. I didn't have Iowa State's out of it. Georgia. Okay. Georgia is there for it. Georgia.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go 8 through 5, and believe me, this is where it gets tough because of the carnage that we did C, Boise State is 8th, and they could be as high as a top 4 team when it's all said and done. They're a one-loss squad, but I'm still going to keep them on the outside looking in. I got Notre Dame, not loving it, but they did what they were supposed to do against all these teams. They didn't struggle. There are other teams that have kind of black eye losses. So I'm going to keep the Fighting Irish 7th. I'm going to keep Tennessee among the top 6. Josh Heupel said it after they beat Vandy. Got everything in front of them. Let's just see if Rocky Top can stay on top instead of hitting rock bottom. And I've got Texas still on the outside. Still on the outside as the 5th team overall, even though they did a pretty damn good job against A&M. Both sides of the ball.
Okay.
4-1.
All right. My number 4 team is Boise State.
Okay.
Boise State, big game against UNLV. Should be favored, should win the game. I got them at 4. Number 3, SMU. SMU, all they do, win, you in. Beat Clemson. They should throttle Clemson. I think they should allow Clemson. I hope they do. That's God's.
I agree.
Yeah. Number 2 team is Texas.
Okay.
At the Longhorns. I think the last thing they wanted is play Georgia again. I really do think
it's happening.
I think they're going to play well, but I still think they're going to get beat. And my number 1 team is Oregon. Oregon's my number 1 team.
All right. Yeah, I had 2 files going on at the same time. That's why I screwed that up. All right. Number 4, SMU. Mustangs. Jennings, terrific player. I think everybody's going to realize what kind of team they have. They win that game, and I think they're going to be set. They're going to be set as a conference champion with a bye. They're going to get a bye. Number 3, I got ASU.
Yeah.
ASU. I mean, look, you can complain all you want about the Big 12, but they're on top, and they're winning it, and all they're doing is abiding by the rules.
Yeah.
The rule is you win your conference champion, you're in. So they're in. Number 2, Oregon.
Okay.
Because now suddenly, the Ohio State thing, and then I have to look at that Boise State game again, and that's a game they should have lost. They won the game. There's no doubt they won the game.
You're saying look at the total body of work right now.
Yeah, you got to start looking at Oregon. It's like, then they go to Wisconsin, and that's a bad Wisconsin team. And they were struggling for 3.5, almost all 4 quarters in that game.
Whiskey did get work this
It did.
past
It did. And I'm going to throw the Longhorns at number 1.
Okay.
Because that defense, boy,
it's looking good.
And believe me, I don't like the fact that we're going into this championship weekend and I'm going to pick Texas over Georgia. I do not like going against the boogeyman. But I got Texas as a 1 right now.
It's awesome because we're bouncing back and forth just as far as the thoughts we have at different times of the year. And Texas and Georgia is a great conversation. It really is, trying to figure out who belongs at the top. So here's my 4-1. I've got SMU in that 4th spot. Craig James, Eric Dickerson, all those guys are fired up to get to the championship game in Charlotte. I have Arizona State. Arizona State whooped Arizona. No, Arizona's not a very good team.
Mollywopped.
Yeah, they mollywopped them. And they're not a very good team. I should have laid everything on that game. It was only a touchdown spread between the two, and they just absolutely crushed them. Sun Devils playing really good right now.
Always thinking like the DGen. Always.
Well, I'm trying to clear my tab. I still got Georgia as the 2nd best team because they have suffered. They do have scar tissue, but they're building it back. It was a great game, but still, they did not do enough early, trailing by 17, and then clawed their way back in that game. And then I'm going to keep Oregon without a blemish on their record right now, still on that number 1 spot. Can't help it. Just got to do it, especially when we look at all these big conferences. Best conferences, who would you rate second? Would you say SEC's first?
No, far and away.
Of course, right?
Far and away.
And then would you rate Big Ten ball second? I would.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe.
And I'd probably go Big 12, and then I'd probably go ACC.
Watered down. The 3 underneath, like it's ACC here, and it's way down here for the other 3.
Yeah. All right. XLP to the CFP. There it is. We'll see how it shakes out with the rankings and how it shakes out with Championship Saturday. Will we see more upsets? And I have to keep Georgia ahead of Texas right now because Georgia beat Texas. And now they get them in their state, in the Peach State, instead of the Lone Star State. So that's why I had to keep them up there. All right, you guys let us know, 641-1010. Full of it, spot on. What are we? You guys can let us know. It's XL Primetime.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. He is our quarterback savant, and he'll take you inside his mind.
So you can learn more about the science of quarterbacking.
Denny Thompson is the quarterback whisperer. Friday mornings on The Drill. Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security and George Moore Chevrolet.
To get this thing unwrapped here.
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, Dan. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daily Stash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Stash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it," and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily Stash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily Stash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
When Jacksonville needed some late-game magic, they would go to the lucky number 7. Thanks to a 10-play sequence capped off by a 6-yard Brian Thomas Jr. touchdown and a 2-point conversion, the Teal and Black would make the score 23-20 with 3:31 left in the game. The 84-yard drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
Hey, John, I think everyone in Jacksonville is ready to elevate their ride.
Absolutely. At Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville, we have stunning 2024 Escalades and Lyrics in stock right now.
And the great news is you can get a $4,000 Escalade loyalty rebate.
Don't wait for the 2025 models to come in.
Luxury is just a visit away. Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
Not available with some other offers. Must take retail delivery by 10/31/24 plus tax tag title $8.99 admin fee and resistol on approved credit.
Tell them Jennifer sent ya.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Greetings from Daytona, where a band of dreamers took a strip of beach and turned it into a proving ground. The Great American Race, where year after year, greatness is the destination.
Let's go!
So book your experience and soak in 500 miles of history and tradition. The Daytona 500, February 16th, 2025. Secure your seats now at Daytona500.com.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast orthopedic specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast orthopedic specialists for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast orthopedic specialists take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast orthopedic specialists.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Our first contestant, a stay-at-home gymnast from Jacksonville, Florida. It's Gwendolyn Pierce.
Thank you, Monty. I don't know who installed my air conditioner, but it hasn't had a tune-up in over 3 years. Am I cool?
Let's ask our expert judging panel. Judges? I'm sorry, Gwendolyn. You're not cool. Johnny, tell her why.
That's right. To keep your air conditioner performing at its best, you need a skilled technician to check your pressures, voltages, and air filters in the fall and the spring. At Bueller Air and Plumbing, our club members get 2 free visits a year to make sure that you are cool.
Can you tell me if my haircut is sexy?
You're better off not asking.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
You don't think this would be a good moment to text somebody?
There's never a bad moment to share your opinion on the 1010XL text line. Designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Share your opinion
As soon as possible.
at 641-1010.
Experience the winning combination of style and performance with Renewal by Andersen, energy-efficient, custom-built replacement windows and doors. Right now, buy one window or patio door and get one 40% off. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months. The first 50 customers get a free True Screen upgrade, but this offer expires December 31st. Renewal by Andersen, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com for details.
License number CGC 1527613.
Protect your home with Tyson Sound and Security. Denny Thompson here. Porch Pirates are on the prowl. But with their smart doorbell camera, you'll see who's at your door whether you're home or not. Tyson's smart doorbell camera gives you peace of mind detecting people and packages, keeping your family and belongings safe all season long. Call Tyson Sound and Security today for holiday savings on cameras and home security systems. Enjoy a worry-free holiday with Tyson Sound and Security.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it worse. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web. Precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool. On 1010XL.
22 minutes after the 3 o'clock hour, XL Primetime, hanging out on a beautiful Tuesday. Thanks to Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota. We've been having a great time today, and they are there to wow you. Monday through Saturday, they will definitely take care of you. Great buying experience. That's what you're looking for. A great value. Service to go beyond the sale. They got it all happening at both dealerships, Beaver Chevy on Phillips and Beaver Toyota in the AUG. So we've been hanging out and doing the NFL thing in the first hour, a lot of college football in the second hour. So we just went from our XLP to the CFP, and we are now going to keep that college football playoff conversation going on. This is where you should log on to YouTube because we have got it set up beautifully with RJ as the bailiff, and then I am dressed up as Judge Joe, and then I got these two counselors here that are ready to argue, and let's set it up, and we'll present the case going forward right now.
Here comes the judge.
Order in the court.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
I do not know if we're going to get to the truth today or not, but we are going to try. Okay,
Look
we are
at
going
RJ,
to.
man.
And we are going to, and if you log on YouTube,
Classic.
you can see. Okay, now I got I'm the bearded one.
I will hold you in contempt, Matt. You keep laughing. Something funny?
You look like that cartoon Droopy. You remember with the long ears? That's what he look.
That's 30. That's 30 days, Leon.
And so RJ's the bailiff. So I've got the regular judge get up, but he also is wearing the wig.
He is.
You have an Iceman beanie on top of the wig.
Nice.
Damn right.
I love it. I love it. The Jacksonville
Good
Iceman.
job,
So you
RJ.
can log on and you can see RJ with his get up. And it's a very simple but difficult question to get to the bottom of. And I'm in charge of trying to figure out who argues the best side of this. And we say thanks to Campione Law. My buddy Chris Campione, the entire crew. We're talking local attorneys, and there's a lot of diversity with what they can help you with. If you find yourself in front of the judge, and it could be personal injury, it could be a lot of other things, but have the proper representation. Make sure you get in touch with them. You can log on campionelaw.com and know that they are local and they are there to take care of you. So we just went through a couple of different things as far as this XLP to the CFP, but we are now going to argue Miami versus the SEC. Leon Searcy, you ready to represent
Yes,
Miami?
I'm ready to represent University of Miami. Your Honor, I'm also a UM Hall of Fame and three-time national champion with University
I
of Miami.
object.
So you were well equipped.
I object.
I'm well equipped to represent
we don't
counsel.
need to know his. We don't need to know his record. He's trying to
history, just history.
He's
that's all.
trying to turn the judge immediately by saying
I'm only speaking facts, Your
by
Honor.
insinuating
No, Your Honor, I'm speaking
that
nothing
he knows
but-
what he's talking about because he's a three-time
I don't
All-American.
Thank you, RJ. Your Honor, I'm just speaking facts. That's
Yeah,
all.
overruled because he's trying to establish his point of view
That's
and
right.
his purview of this whole thing. Matt Hayes, meanwhile, has to represent the SEC. Are you prepared to represent the SEC?
Yes, I am.
And it could be any one of the 3 lost teams that you will argue for.
I'm absolutely
to make it
prepared.
into the college football playoff. All right, let's begin. I want to hear opening arguments. Leon
Well, Your
Searcy.
Honor, before we move forward in this this session, I'd just like to say that my counsel respects the 3 teams that we're going up against. Very fond of it. Just so happens we have to be in this situation where I have to defend a 10-2 Miami Hurricane team because there's clear biases when it comes to the SEC, almost vitriol that comes from I'm not going to say this. I'm just going to say Paul and vitriol. That's what I'm going to say. Paul and vitriol. That's what I'm going to say. All right. So, Your Honor, University of Miami is a 10-2 team. All right, Your Honor. All right. Now they didn't make it to the ACC championship. Almost a waste of Cam Ward, but I think that my counsel should still make the championship, and I'm going to tell you why, Your Honor. Let's start with Ole Miss. Ole Miss is a team that's got 3 losses. Impressive win against Georgia. Outstanding win against Georgia. Impressive win against South Carolina. But they lost at home. I mean, they lost on the road against a Florida Gator team that they were favored by, which my counsel
heavily favored.
Game one beat Florida 41-17. Okay?
Syracuse.
So now let's go.
You're using common opponent as a
Using
good
common
argument.
opponent is a good argument, Your Honor. Okay, now let's go to Alabama. Alabama, impressive win against the Georgia Bulldogs. All right, but then they get a 40 bird put on them against Vanderbilt, and then they go up against an Oklahoma team who was all but average, and they lose by 21 on the road. By the way, Miami 2 road losses against Syracuse and Georgia Tech amounted to 9 points. 9. And
All
you could
solid points.
you could ask Georgia how tough Georgia Tech was just this past Friday. All right. Now let's go to South Carolina. Really wish that I had a good argument against South Carolina because they've been the most impressive team down the road, down the stretch, beating Texas A&M, beating Missouri, beating Clemson. But by the way, they lost by 24 to an Ole Miss team that, quite frankly, lost to a Florida Gator team that Miami beat.
Noted.
Your Honor, I set my case. There it is.
All right, Miami, defended by
I heard
Leon
a lot
Searcy.
of ripping the SEC and very little for Miami.
The other counselor has turned his chair away from Matt Hayes as he begins his argument.
Your Honor, I want to first start off with Mario Cristobal, friend of the program. We love Mario.
Yeah.
Okay. Mario was speaking on Miami radio station WQAM, Hurricane flagship. He said yesterday, quote, award teams for winning football games. We won 10 games this year, and not many teams have. Okay? So we're going to go down this road now, okay?
Waving that U flag.
Let's go down this road, all right? Army won 10 games. So did Memphis. So did Boise State and UNLV in Louisiana. Okay? But you say, Your Honor, those non-power conference teams, those group of 5 teams, don't play the type of schedule that Miami plays. Or Indiana, for that matter, right?
Yes.
Exactly. My point exactly, okay?
I want to know where you're going with this argument.
It's here where we introduce the transitive property, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay? Because what's used at one level of an argument that, Boise State and UNLV and Army and Memphis, they don't play the same schedule that the Canes play. Well, guess what? The Canes don't play the same schedule that Alabama, Ole Miss, and South Carolina play. You can't have it one way and then not have it the other, okay? So now I'm going to tell you, Alabama has 3 wins against the current college football playoff top 25 in the top 25 poll. Number 5, Georgia. Number 13, South Carolina. And number 22, Missouri. South Carolina, 3 wins against the current top 25 CFP top 25, okay? Number 12, Clemson. Number 20, Texas A&M. Number 20, Missouri. Okay? 22, Missouri, excuse me. Ole Miss has 2 wins over the current top 25. Number 5, Georgia. Number 15, South Carolina. Miami, 0 wins over the current top 25. I rest my case, Your Honor.
So that is the dagger that he put in there. Closing argument, Leon Searcy.
Your Honor, all I can say is that Miami against bowl-eligible teams. Miami, first of all, doesn't control its schedule. They play the ACC schedule. Bowl-eligible teams.
Louisiana doesn't control its schedule either.
Bowl-eligible teams, Your Honor.
Let the counselor speak.
On the road, they're 4-2. Alabama were bowl-eligible teams. On the road, that's 1-3.
Yeah, that did not help Alabama's argument.
Right,
Away
hang on
from
a second.
Tuscaloosa.
Hey, excuse me, Your Honor.
2 and 3.
Bowl-eligible teams? Well,
on the road.
If I'm not mistaken, that Vanderbilt and Oklahoma are bowl-eligible teams too.
Mm-hmm. All right, so those two count.
They both lost. They lost.
Hey, by the way, Oklahoma became bowl eligible by beating Alabama, which is still unbelievable in and of itself.
My point is, I don't want to hear about bowl-eligible teams. That's another crutch where you're trying to, use a little misdirection to avoid from saying they don't play anyone.
Your Honor.
Now they want to use that. They don't play anyone against Boise State and UNLV and Memphis and Louisiana, but they don't want it used on them.
Your Honor, is 10 greater than 9? That's all I want to ask. Is it greater than 9?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so. All right. Now, as I take a look at this, I have to make a ruling on one side or the other, and occasionally the judge, Joe Judge, will allow expert witnesses to come in and make an argument for him or make a decision for him. I do look at strength of schedule. I'm looking at the FBS index. I'm taking a look at all the metrics that we're trying to use to find out who is deserving and who is not. And it's funny that we have arrived at Georgia Tech, of all the teams, to help us decide on who's deserving and who is not. And Georgia Tech just took Georgia completely to the wire, says one of our expert witnesses on the text line. So that sorry ACC that y'all have such a bias against looks like they're a lot tougher than you think. Now, Georgia Tech was able to beat Miami, but was not victorious over an SEC school when they had it in their hands. 17-0 lead, and Georgia was able to come back.
Before you hit there was a gavel, Your Honor. That was a clear targeting job. You know it was clear targeting. You know it was.
Order!
I don't disagree. It was absolutely targeting.
And I just have to arrive
on Dan Jackson. 100% it was.
I have to arrive at the very simple conclusion. You let an SEC team like Alabama play that Miami schedule, what would their record be?
Thank you.
I have to rule in favor of the Southeastern Conference as a 3-loss team.
You do this with you, I do this with the W.
It's bias. I understand.
On
You're all
you.
SEC snobs.
And all you had to do, Leon, was take care of business up in Syracuse, and you would.
Right, at the end of the day, bro, you're up 21-0. Hold the 21-point lead.
They outscored you, 42-17 down the stretch?
They did. Defense sucks.
Yeah, that hurt big time. All right, that is it.
I believe it's now 4-2 in my favor now.
Is it 4-2?
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep track of it. Although if Leon keeps bringing lunch,
he's killing me in picks, but I'm getting him in. Here comes the judge.
Don't forget Campione Law. Log on. You can see all the areas of law that they can help you if you find yourself from the judge. Remember Campione Law. Great argument back and forth between you two.
By the way, real quick, I just want everybody to know this. Leon picks the argument. Yeah. I just do the other one, whatever it is.
But I'm telling you, he's so close to a victory right there, except for that 21-0 lead.
Right, that 21-0 lead may have been a problem. And I didn't even mention that.
Yeah, that hurt.
It is XL Primetime.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
Yo, it's your boy E to the T here. And fellas, we all know that athletes train every day to perform better on the field, right? Well, what if you could enhance your performance in the bedroom? No training required. That's right. I'm talking about that secret weapon, Blue Chew. A chewable tablet with the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, and Staxin that ships right to your door in a discreet package. No doctor visits, no trips to the pharmacy. It's all online. Their licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredients and strength for your prescription. They also have Daily Tad that contains 7 essential vitamins. And it's chewable too. And now you can try Blue Chew for the free ski. That's right, for free on me. Visit BlueChew.com and enter my promo code 1010XL. You only have to pay $5 for shipping. Turn that oh no into a oh yeah. That's promo code 1010XL. Let your boy hook you up with some Blue Chew. Get your confidence back. Visit BlueChew.com.
This is Josh Woolsey with Woolsey Morecambe. Woolsey Morecambe is your MVP in the legal game. Our team of skilled attorneys tackle personal injury cases with compassion and expertise. With fumbles like a car or truck accident, we're here to seek the compensation you deserve. Right here in Jacksonville, we've successfully won over $100 million and earned a championship-worthy record. When it's game time, you want a team that plays to win. Contact Woolsey Morecambe at 1-800-WOOLSEY. Offices, Jacksonville.
Big Chief Tire offers affordable quality tires for every type of vehicle. Frank Frangie here. Whether you're looking for all-season tires, high-performance options, or something more budget-friendly, Big Chief has the perfect set to keep you rolling. Their expert technicians ensure your tires are installed quickly and safely so you can drive with confidence. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment and check out their unbeatable tire deals today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
The inflation fighter is back and saving you thousands at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Mia here, and right now at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned, just $500 down and $288 per month gets you a pre-owned 2021 Toyota Corolla. Or you choose a pre-owned 2021 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma for just $500 down and $388 per month. You also get no payments till January 2025. It's all at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, or online at arlingtontoyota.com.
This is Tony Baselli, Pro Football Hall of Famer. I was known for protecting our quarterback. These days, I'm extending that protection to a different arena, your home. I have partnered with Heritage Roofing of North Florida, your premier local roofers with over 25 years of experience. Heritage is your go-to roofer for hurricane preparation with same-day inspections and estimates. They also work with all insurance companies. Let Heritage Roofing of North Florida safeguard your home and family. Visit heritagenfl.com for your free estimate today.
State license CCC 1335410.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On December 3rd, 1963, in the NFL Draft, quarterback and Heisman Trophy winner Terry Baker from Oregon State was the first overall selection by the Los Angeles Rams.
Nick in here for the Borland Groover Foundation. If you're 45 or older, you need to get screened for colon cancer. Ask your doctor about getting a colonoscopy. The key to surviving colon cancer, early detection and prevention. Borland Groover recently expanded into St. Johns County. The new and advanced surgery center and medical office is open in Durbin Crossing. Visit BorlandGroover.com for a location near you. Remember, 45 is the new 50. Get screened today with Borland Groover.
Want to be up close and personal with the Jaguars as they take the field? Here's your chance to be in the shadows, outside the Jaguars locker room, now called the Vault. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows. One winner and a guest for every home game at Everbank Stadium. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry periods for the Shadow Sweepstakes promotion from 8/19/24 to 12/15/24. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsored administrator, Everbank NA, member FDIC.
Bolt City AC, heating that rules.
Is your AC ready for the holidays? Bolt City Heating and Air ensures your AC stays in tip-top shape. We know that a clean AC is a healthy AC. Upgrade yours for just $96 a month and enjoy free duct cleanings with your new system. Plus, ask about our 0% financing options.
Bolt City AC, we got the crew. Bolt City AC.
Visit BoltCityAC.com.
Nick in here for About 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden is frequently called upon for his expert opinion. He is currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of About 9. Visit About 9 Associates today and experience the difference. About 9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting.
Hey, it's
it's Mike Dempsey, and you know how I feel about Pella Windows and Doors. Great design, strongest warranties, and the highest quality product. I even chose Pella Windows for my own home. And whether you're a homeowner replacing windows or building a new home or a trade professional working with clients, I know the design experts at Pella will help your project run smoothly and look great. Visit PellaJacks.com or the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. That's Pella Windows and Doors.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
With the Denver Broncos win last night over the Cleveland Browns, the Jacksonville Jaguars have now been officially eliminated from playoff contention. The Jaguars have now missed the playoffs 2 years in a row after winning the division in 2022. With his health in mind, Jaguars head coach Doug Peterson on how he'll handle Trevor Lawrence over the final 5 weeks of the season.
You got to take it all into consideration, obviously, and make a smart choice, make a headsy sort of determination with him and his health, and then obviously where we are as a team right now.
Doug Peterson on Monday. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
My takeaway is that I know I tried to defend Miami going into the playoffs, but it's inexcusable what happened to Miami. Losing to Georgia Tech and Syracuse. You win, you end. You're up 21-0 in the first quarter, and you lose the game 42-17. You waste a unicorn that we haven't had a quarterback of that kind of talent since Dorsey. We're talking about 2 decades ago. So if they get in, it'll be for entertainment purposes only. So I'm not so sure that they deserve to get in, and that's my take.
Mm-hmm.
That's tough for the Hall of Famer to say.
My takeaway is I would love to see Cam Moore in the playoff. I would love to see Lenore Sellers in the playoff.
Yeah,
I'd love to see Jalen Milroe in the playoff. Like those are 3 exciting players.
And Alabama was on the ropes against South Carolina. The ropes.
Yeah, I mean they were 2-point conversion away from tying the thing.
Yeah, and by the way, Lenore Sellers is that much better now.
Oh, he's so much better
than he was then.
Not even the same person. Yeah, so much better. Better thrower, more confident in his game. Yeah,
and
healthy.
Milroe's up and down.
Yeah,
a little bit.
He missed a full half of the LSU game. Look at his numbers in that LSU game. He missed a full half of that game. He plays that whole game. They beat LSU. Then they're 10-2 right now, and they're in. They're in. So yeah, they're
on a 6-game win streak.
I would love to see
that
them
inside the conference and against the arch rival.
Right, and here's another thing too: is I wish it wasn't like which SEC team or Miami. What the hell is Indiana doing in there? What are they doing? They played 1 game against a ranked team and they lost by 23.
Yeah, and this is the suck explanation, but the only explanation, and the part that it's going to cause. Let's make this the 10-10 take. Real quick, because honestly, this is going to cause the rupture that everyone worries about.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 tape. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since '68.
A rack of ribs may not settle this argument, but you can enjoy.
Go a long way. I tell you what, it'd go a long way and settle it.
You can enjoy them while you're arguing. Enjoy some delicious barbecue at any one of your areas, Sonny's. We will not argue about that. That's for sure. But the argument will continue to be everybody has a shot. A nation of college football will decide this, quote, national championship. The Power Four are all on the same level playing field, which we know is not true. We know it. We've seen enough. We have enough evidence of it.
Is this Judge Joe or just you?
This is me.
All right.
Okay? And so we know where the best football week in and week out is primarily played. I'm not going to argue and say there aren't great games in the ACC or in the Big Ten or the Big 12. I'm not going to argue that because I've seen some really good ball. But we know the strength lies within the depth of the conference and the game-to-game, Saturday to Saturday. But as long as we keep calling it a natty, it's a national championship, then you got to consider the Power Four all on a level playing field. And until they change that, you got to recognize the Indianas, the Miamis, the SMUs, whomever else you want to try and throw out of the party. And the only thing that will change this is if Greg Sankey and Tony Petitti, and they just basically say, we're breaking off. We're breaking off because we think we play better ball. But by the way, Ohio State, why don't you hold up your end of the bargain if you think you play better ball?
So here's my problem with this, okay? And the argument is, well, we can only play who's on the schedule. Okay, that's fine. You can only play who's on the schedule. But guess what? The SEC teams can only play who's on the schedule too.
Yeah.
And their schedule's a hell of a lot tougher than Indiana's schedule.
Well, this past week, we always love the SEC-ACC rivalry that goes on, rivalry weekend. There were only a few ACC teams that got over on SEC teams. We're talking about a bigger profile or bigger schedule because the conference is both grown. But it's still an SEC ledger that's winning and an ACC ledger
Miami's schedule is better than Indiana's schedule.
Yeah.
By a long way.
Yeah. They played a lot of bowl-eligible teams, a lot of 7-win teams, all that kind of stuff. But Indiana's going to get in, which just absolutely stinks.
I'm not sure they are, though.
Versus a one-loss team.
I'm not sure they are, though. I'm not, man. I'm telling you right. They were 10 last week, okay?
Okay.
And then Ohio State lost to Michigan. So then what does that do to Indiana? Because that's their only they don't have a win. Their best win is the loss, a 23-point loss to Ohio State.
If I'm looking right now at the schedule, Oregon still maintains, let's see here.
I will say this real quick.
Yeah.
I'm not into betting, but I might bet you like $100 that Michigan comes in like 25 this week in the poll.
That will
just to justify Indiana being in the poll.
Yeah, and I think you may very well be right because the selection committee is a subjective process, which means we will figure out what criteria we need.
You say subjective, I say conspiracy.
Yeah, exactly. All right, but real quick, Oregon, strength of schedule, 60th. Nothing great right now.
No.
Georgia's is third. We know who they have played, and they also played some big ones on the road. Texas, 32nd. Penn State, believe it or not, among the top 3 dozen. They're 36th. Notre Dame's 57th. Ohio State's 26th. Tennessee is 28th. You start going down, up and down the line, just as far as either the strength of record or strength of schedule, and you can argue it one way or another, but there just hasn't been enough marquee games on those other teams' schedules.
Now, you said that Michigan may jump in the top 25 to justify Indiana. Now, I'm looking at this college football 134 college football ranking, the index. Michigan right now.
Whose index is it?
It's college. It
Is
says
it like Jeff Sagarin or somebody like that?
No. It just says Fox
All right.
College Football
Okay.
Index. They got the ranking 134 teams.
Okay.
They got Michigan at 32, so they're going to jump 7 to get in
but
the
the
top
fact
20.
they already have them there might
Bro,
give them a little bit of a
if they want to
springboard.
keep Indiana in that 12-team playoff, they're going to move Michigan into the top 25. That's going to happen.
Okay.
Where was Ohio?
Because listen, if Michigan's not in the top 25, they're literally telling people you don't have to schedule a difficult schedule. You just got to win 11 games. That's it. And they can't do that.
They might jump 7 spots, sirs. They might.
Okay.
That one is
But
very,
that
very
doesn't
possible.
mean they were 32nd in the CFP poll. But I get your point.
Yeah. I just happen to have this college football index.
And so if you there's so many different things you can go off of: strength of record, strength of schedule, and if you just go SOR, it's Oregon, Georgia, Texas, Penn State, Notre Dame, Ohio State, Tennessee, Indiana. It doesn't make any sense that they're there because their strength of schedule is 65th.
So SOR is strength of record.
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't know.
Right.
know.
So
because
no one
you're-
knows.
Yeah. You want what it is?
It's all subjective.
Yeah. It's your record saying,
Well, they've got 11 wins.
we're
That's what it is.
11-1.
Right. It's exactly what it
Yeah.
is.
And Penn State can say the same thing right now, and so can Notre Dame. So can
Well, I
Ohio
got news
State.
for you. Louisiana's got 10 wins. Memphis has 10 wins.
If you keep bringing up Billy Napier's,
Memphis.
I mean, you're telling me that-
hang on. Memphis, which, should have lost to Florida State, correct? Has 10 wins.
Yeah, and did they smoke Tulane over the weekend?
Smoked them.
Yes, and Tulane was considered one of
And
the
Tulane's still in that championship game.
yeah considered one of the better teams. And Memphis.
And Tulane,
just-
if they win that championship game and something funky goes on, who knows?
Are you trying to tell me that Louisiana is still rocking and rolling after Billy left?
They are.
Is that what's happening?
It always goes back to Billy Napier, doesn't it? Always.
I don't know exactly how it's all going to play out. I do love the argument and just the fact that there still probably aren't enough good teams that deserve to be playing for a title. But we are going to see how it plays out. We're going to see what that first round looks like and whether it's going to be a bunch of blowouts or I have no idea. I do not believe Clemson will get into this playoff. We had a texter say, you can't tell me that they're going to allow 3 ACC teams in. Well, that's applying the logic that the second best team, which means that they made it to the conference championship, if they lose, they can still get in. Clemson will not get in if they lose.
No, there's only one ACC team getting in.
Yeah.
Even if Clemson wins, I don't think SMU's getting in.
All right, that's a good debate for tomorrow. Okay, because I think the possibility is 2 teams if that happens. All right, we are out. Big Sirs.
Yeah. By the way, Florida stays 124th on the list.
He got that in, man. He got it in.
All right, we're done. Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota. We say thanks. That's a walk-off, ladies and gentlemen.
Where are the Gators in that thing, by the way?
The Gators they're 56.
Okay, all right. Twice as good, right? All right, Beaver Chevy, Beaver Toyota, you will have a great experience there. Just remember, start online and land on the lot and drive off happy. That's really all I can tell you. They're there to wow you. We had a great time today. Go back and watch on YouTube if you missed any of the show. Joe C., Matty Hayes, Big Sirs, and RJ. We got the Franchi Show coming up next.